I think I'm ready to love again. I just don't want to be hurt. Not like last time. I think you're ready, Chad. As long as you've learned from what went wrong with your last relationship, you can get out there. Totally. I totally know what went wrong. So, the later seasons of Game of Thrones were all about this inspirational dragon queen who was corrupted by power and then became the villain. But it happened too quick, and that story simply did not work. And the fact that they played so fast and loose with the passage of time, what a disaster. And the whole focus on battles and CGI dragons over everything else? Psst. I promise I will never get into a show like that ever again. No, sir.
And our trailer opens with Rhaenyra finding Damon Targaryen on the Iron Throne, just after he's ejaculated buckets and buckets of seed.
Oh my god, Brandon, are you really opening the video with that?
It's not my fault. The trailer opened that way. Just look at it, all running down the stairs. It's totally gross.
I think those are swords?
Oh, really? Which do you think is more likely? That Aegon the Conqueror had Balerion the Black Dread artistically melt swords coming down stairs before the Red Keep was even built for no reason, or the goddamn rogue prince was rubbing one out on the Iron Throne?
Well, I guess when you put it like that.
Anyway, we then get someone, maybe Damon, I don't fucking know, talking about dragon dreams because, when you need to give a character motivation without any discernible reason, prophecy will always do the fucking trick. It's Fantasy 101.
Hey, one of my all-time favorite shows was Angel. And then we get Damon Targaryen fighting Sir Criston Cole at what I imagine is Viserys' Ascension tourney. I really hope they honor the incredible source material.
Ah yes, the half a paragraph that was on this tourney. It was riveting stuff. Criston Cole and Damon Targaryen fighting over the affections of a 7-year-old girl. I see they've aged her up a bit.
I guess it's important to create tension between two characters that might not necessarily have tension. Like that scene in Game of Thrones with Bronn and the Hound.
Hey, wasn't that woman naked?
Oh yeah, no, this is the edited version. God forbid we show nudity right before people being burned alive.
Anyway, next we get this scene of somebody unsheathing a sword from maybe a dead body in front of Rhaenyra. Do you have anything to say about this?
No, only that swords don't really make that sound when you unsheath them because the scabbard is usually leather or wood inside.
Yeah, every fantasy fan knows this. Castle walls had plaster and paint on them, peasants bathed and had colorful clothes, battle axes had small blades, nobody used that many torches and candles. Stop being so pedantic. Next thing you know, you're going to be pointing out to me that people didn't have such great teeth in medieval Europe and there weren't black people around and they didn't really have dragons. Look at that dragon pit. There's no way they could have built that with this level of technology. It's a fantasy story.
Oh my god, that dragon pit is so woke.
Oh no, it's Chadwick, everyone's least favorite character.
Hey, it's me, the expository guzzler. Let me sum up House of the Dragon for you. It's about this perfect girl named Rhaenyra who is key to everything because of the message. And everyone wants to stop her because men are bad and the message. But maybe things would be okay if not for the patriarchy and the message. But no, men are men and the message. And feminism and the message. And the message. The message. The message. The message. The message. The message.
I think he's malfunctioning. He can only say the same thing over and over again. Oh, he was a Russian bot the whole time.
Donbass is part of Mother Russia. The message.
Anyway, next we get this perfectly manicured hand and the ridiculously sharp iron throne that no rational human being would ever tolerate, and then the small council where they all have these big marbles for some reason.
What are they, fearing that faceless men are going to impersonate Grand Maester Runketer or something and they need two-factor authentication?
Hold on, is Corlys Velaryon on the small council? That's a rather big change. In Fire and Blood, Corlys was so pissed that Rhaenys was passed over that he quit the small council years ago.
Yeah, I'm guessing that it gives them a reason for Corlys and Rhaenys to be in King's Landing. How else are we going to get all those trailer scenes of her explaining the plot to everyone?
It is rather funny that they've changed her hair from Baratheon black to Targaryen silver, a fairly important issue when we consider the paternity of Rhaenyra's children. And yet I haven't heard that many complaints about it. I do wonder why. And then we have Viserys saying that he will not be made to choose between his brother and his daughter, which is... yeah, a really stupid line. Alright, I'm ready for our road trip. Who gets shotgun?
I will not be made to choose between Brandon and Sweet Robin.
Right, so... yeah. What are we doing?
Holding our dicks, gentlemen. Holding our dicks.
And then we get some staring into the sun and some staring into the sun and more staring into the sun. My God, did our soccer team lose the coin flip or something?
We then get Criston Cole being chosen for something, maybe Rhaenyra's favor or who's gonna face Damon Targaryen. She's got this table with chess pieces on it.
Ooh, I get to play Podrick and do the sigil game. Okay, I see House Karen, House Corbray, House Crakehall, House Tarly. I think that's supposed to be Mallister with the eagle and the anchor tail. Why it's blue when it should be purple, I don't know. I mean, I guess the C is blue for Seaguard. The last banner is being hidden by Criston Cole's stupid head. The color and the chess piece make it seem like it might be House Rowan, but the squire makes it look like it's House Tarth, so I don't know.
Wow, Sweet Robin, I guess that's why you get paid the big bucks.
We then get Viserys saying he wants to change his heir, and Damon saying that he's his heir, which, yeah, that's a really bad line.
Honey, I think I'd like a divorce.
But I'm your wife. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you? Great. You know, I'm going to use this in the trailer. For our lawyers.
Anyway, we then get Damon pumping up the City Watch for him, which he's got to get him really, really pumped because, you know, the war isn't for like 25 years. And they end up betraying King Aegon and go over to Rhaenyra because of Damon, so, I mean, he got him really riled up. Just think about how old this guy is going to be when the war finally comes.
Next, we have a bunch of scenes from the egg theft, which I guess we'll see how it turns out. In the book, Damon is living on Dragonstone for half a year when he presents an egg to his paramour Mysaria, and Viserys simply commands him to return the egg. It being some daring theft and there being a confrontation with Otto is a creation for the show. Here, Otto seems to catch Viserys right in the act of fetching an egg, which I don't really understand the timing of. Somehow Otto figured out that Damon would be doing this and sailed all the way from King's Landing to stop him in just the nick of time. I mean, the show isn't out, so I'm speculating on this a bit, but it seems lucky.
How dare you, Sweet Robin. I'm sure the scene is airtight. They've already created a Funko Pop for it. They wouldn't have carelessly created this if there wasn't an incredible scene behind it. Moving on, we get what is likely the largest battle and dragon action scenes of the season. Damon and Corlys's war in the Stepstones against Cragus Crabfeeder. He's the one here staking people to the beach and waiting for the tide to come in. Who knew? The big villain of the season, at least the one who gets the big action scenes, is Cragus Crabfeeder.
Who do you suppose this is?
I think that's Skimbleshanks.
I mean, do you think this is Cragus Crabfeeder or Recalio?
Mr. Mistopheles?
Alright, what do we have left? We've got Sad Rhaenyra, Sad Rhaenyra, Sad Rhaenyra, Sad Rhaenyra, Sad Rhaenyra, Sad Rhaenyra, and then they mix it up with Mad Rhaenyra. What's funny is that the two actors that play the two Rhaenyras are only 8 years apart in age. I think they were chosen mostly on their ability to emote their respective emotions, sad versus mad. And then we get the Catspaw Dagger and the cat fight, where the rest of the students just circle around and do nothing, which I suppose does mirror that scene with the White Walkers in Game of Thrones.
Hold on. Did they try to recreate the Mission Impossible 2 open eye knife scene? I think they did. Look, the only reason that scene was impressive is that it was a real bonkers stunt.
Okay, chill out, Brandon. We don't want any real Aemond One-Eyes on set. Matt Smith already injured his neck doing some stunt. We don't want anyone hurt or killed or suing for millions of dollars. Anyway, we have friends together, though they were never so in the book as Alicent was 9 years older, and then we get friends apart, a recreation of this scene. Though I'm a little disappointed.
Is it because there's no roast pig?
There's no roast pig. I mean, come on. I get that lots of actors are vegetarians, but props exist, you know, or CGI that shit. The showrunners are boasting about their 17 dragons or whatever that are going to be in the dance, but I can't get a friggin' roast pig. It's an opulent medieval banquet. Give me my roast pig. Is that too much to ask? Justice for roast pig.
Anyway, then we get this creepy scene between Damon and Rhaenyra, followed by her stripping her dress off.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do here. The text is ambiguous. Is this going to be Mushroom's House of the Dragon or Septon Eustace's House of the Dragon?
Well, Septon Eustace's House of the Dragon would be Damon having sex with his 14-year-old niece, and Mushroom's House of the Dragon is that 14-year-old, under the instruction of Damon, jerking off a dwarf fool as practice for Kristen Cole.
So, which would you prefer?
I think I prefer Grandmaster Runketer's version where none of it happened at all. How exactly was this the best pitch for HBO? Can you imagine the writer's room?
Okay, well, the text says that Rhaenyra would have 3 ways with Laenor Velaryon and Carl Corey.
How old is she at this point?
17. And what about for the uncle fucking and dwarf fool handjobs? 14? Okay, we'll just age her up 4 years. Everything will be fine. So we're keeping the mushroom handjobs. Don't you guys think we've gone to the little people sex a little too much? I mean, Tyrion was pretty sex obsessed in Game of Thrones. We don't want to label ourselves as the dwarf sex show. Okay, fine, cut mushroom. But the uncle fucking is in? Haven't we been down this road before? Didn't Jon Snow fuck his aunt? That was aunt-nephew. This is uncle-niece. Totally different. Fresh and new material. And are the 3 ways still in? Let's put a pin in that, but we may need to cover the whole Iron Throne with cum. Okay, good work, people. I smell Emmys in our future. And the trailer ends with Rhaenyra saying, "Now they see you as you are." And then there's a dragon's face and a big explosion over the Targaryen sigil. Huh.